Okay, cool. So that's good. That's good. So I just close here. Let me see something. All right, so let me know. Let me know if you hear me or if you can't hear me. Or or leave a comment. Let me know if you hear me. Let's see here. Let's see. All right, can everybody hear me, or whoever is on here? Can you guys hear me? Because if not, I think I'm playing myself. Give me a few moments, y'all. So I can make sure everything's working. All right, cool. So I don't know who else is on here. Please, bro, please, whoever it is, leave a comment. Let me know if you can hear me or not. Please, so I can see if this is working. Is this? I had technical difficulties on here for like a split second too. All right, bet. Oh, yes, sir. That just made my day, bro. Cause like I'm telling you, man. I literally did. I did a. It was like a 44. Like if you go back to, if you go to like my YouTube videos, I had like a 44-minute video. Literally, I did a whole analysis, and I watched it for myself. I couldn't hear myself at all, and I'm like, yo, are you serious? 44 minutes of just it was just the background music, and then it was just like me looking at the charts, and that was it. But it was like you couldn't hear me, which kind of sucks. So I was like, oh my god, all right. But oh yeah. So I'm glad that you're on here. Okay, so let me go back. Let me go to the I gotta re-go over what I went over in the last video. Let's go. All right, cool. Cause yeah. All right, so this is what I like. I was kind of like because I couldn't hear myself on the last video. So I was saying like due to like the news and everything like that, you know, you're gonna like really see something. You're gonna see some upward movement on Bitcoin, Ethereum, because those are like those like both like pretty much like duplicates. So you're gonna see like I'm gonna do something like this where I get like a trend line, kind of like how I showed you before, and then another trend line. Let's see here. All right, that'll work. Cool. Do something like this. Kind of connect them. All right, that's cool. So I was pretty much going over that like this is like a range where what it cares where this is like a range where you want to see the market break out of one of these trend lines. Now, the thing with you wanting to see it wanting to break out one of these trend lines is that based on the news, we know that the US dollar is already like weakening due to like a whole bunch of like BS going on. We get that. But if that's the case, then we will want to see Bitcoin, Ethereum work themselves up, all because of the US dollar just kind of like losing momentum. And so the reason why I do these two trend lines is because if we can get, let's see here, see price at like maybe here. And I'll make this black. So you can see like price kind of break that lowest point, which technically is like right up here. So that's that. What is this? This is that 28256? Yeah, 28256. If you can get Bitcoin to like break that, then you're gonna continue to look for sellers only. Now, primarily you want to buy on Bitcoin because you know of like I said, all the news that's going to end up pushing it up. And the same thing goes for it to break out of the top trend line. You want to see it to maybe do like a little bit like of like movement like that or something like that. It's going to continue to move like sideways, which me personally, I don't trade sideways markets, but if you can get this to break out of this, then we're going to see like some crazy ass movements going up. And then we might get like a pullback and like another move going up, something like that. And so, yeah, if we can get that, then yeah. And then I had established that on here, you can literally see that. Let me get the patterns. All right, so anyway, so on here, I tried to make out like a 1 through 5. And I mean, you can kind of make out a 1 through 5, but if you were to use the Fibonacci, the measurements don't make sense, and they don't hit any levels that are really interesting, at least to me, because like, oh, this is the wrong fib. So if I go back to, let's go trend-based fib, it's going up here, drag this down. you don't really get price hitting the 618 or the 50% levels. You don't get any of that in this. So now I want to go and work on, let's just say up here. Oops, I deleted my waves. Draw this back. Alright, I'm gonna draw this back right quick. Alright, cool. So that fib didn't give me anything, like it didn't give me any kind of retracement level. Like it didn't hit a retracement level to say, hey, like this is a valid actual impulsive wave, or this is a valid this is a valid retracement level based on what I had marked up at least. And again, this isn't like my official markup or anything. I just mark, this is just what anybody would mark up if they look at it. They could be like, okay, well, this kind of makes sense because you can see that, you know, obviously this could be a 3 and a 4 and a 5 because obviously this high is, you know, being taken out by this wave here. But like I said, on the Fibonacci, it just doesn't make as much sense as it should make. So if I go and try to measure this out, this third impulsive move out, if I try to measure this, you can see that does in fact come to the zone, but it just doesn't seem interesting. From what I've seen, it doesn't seem interesting to me. So I'm like, all right, so I'm going to delete that fib. And if I look at like the overall, what could really work for me and for this chart overall is just like all of this being like a one impulsive move, and then maybe you can do like a 2 here, and then you can see the market working its way up for a third wave, and then obviously your fourth and fifth waves and all that kind of stuff. So if this is the lowest point that the market has come to out of this trend and everything, then, or actually let me pull this up. All right, cool. So if this is the lowest point for the pullback, then I measure that out, and then I'll just go down with that to see if it came into any zone, which it did. So it came into here, so I'm gonna mark that up. So I'm like, all right, cool, bet. This came into here, your 618. This came into the 618. I could draw this all the way down if I wanted to, but I'm just gonna leave this like this. I'm actually gonna drag this across. All right, there you go. You can see that this, if we were to like mark this whole thing as like a first wave, and then like this whole thing as just a second wave, then you can like literally see that actually, for me, that makes sense because it came into there. And then, you know, if I was trying to do a first wave over here, it just didn't make sense. Third wave, that for one, it wasn't as it wasn't as impulsive, I guess, and it just wasn't interesting. So I just did this as like a whole wave, and then I did this as the pullback, and then I know that if news is going to push this up, that maybe I can see this going up for a third wave, breaking this trend line, and then kind of continuing to go upwards. And if I can get that, then that's like, okay, we're good. And so that price, let me see something. So the highest, let me see the highest, really like in here, like actually like I'll see it break like this. If we can get, oops, let me actually delete this. I'm gonna do a horizontal line instead. This high point right here, or really, to be honest with you, like in that 2855 7.02, like that level. Like if you can get it to break that level, ultimately it will break this trend line, and then you can see continuation going up due to the news. And then the same thing, like this whole pretty much the same setup. The same setup is actually on Ethereum too, because like I said, they are kind of like duplicates. So I kind of did the same thing for Ethereum. I went ahead and actually marked up my waves, and then I did the same exact thing, and you can see that it stayed in here for the longest. So you're waiting for this to kind of like break out, like actually break out, or take out this low. Now, if this breaks out and just takes this low out, then now you know that this is, kind of going to continue down. But based on like this market that I have here, this actually seems legit. Like I actually like this setup only because it was moving sideways at one point, and then like I said, there's like some of the news we've got. CPI. Let me go to it. You got like CPI going on. Let's go to the first. Oh no, not the first. Let's go to the third. That's tomorrow. So on the third, you got USD news, red folder, and then you got so you got red folder there. Today there's nothing, of course, because it is Sunday, so not too much is going to be going on. But the last like red folder for USD that we got, you had that was on Thursday. That was final GDP. I look at GDP, and of course you have unemployment claims, so that's actually going to affect the US dollar. And then you've got, all those things are really going to like impact the market. So, like just thinking about those things, and knowing those things, like I'm just kind of like using that to determine where the market will go and so forth. So for Ethereum, this is my price point. I'm looking for it to break to continue to the upside. Let's go ahead and mark this path. So if it breaks this, let's say if it breaks this, we're going to look more movement going down. And then if it breaks this, up like that. All right, like that. So yeah, so 18 was this 1825.94. If this can break that price, then I'll be looking for buys on Ethereum. And then this price right here, that 1809.07, if it breaks that, then of course I'm gonna be looking for sellers, and I'll be looking for maybe like a low, because this is a low right here, and this might be taken out, or this one might be taken out. And then if it goes that low, then I'll most likely look for like some kind of like crazy like massive push up, because like I said, that US dollar just isn't going to hold up because of what's going on right now. It's really not going to hold up to where it's just going to just massively just drop like all the way down there somewhere. Like I just don't see it. And then you're looking at the 1 day chart. Pull this down. The way this 1 day chart is like set up, like I'm thinking of, let me delete this whole like setup. I was gonna use Elliott wave too. I can see that this actually drag this down just a little bit. Yeah, this is a low point here. We can do like a 1, a 2, and then potentially maybe go up for 3, and then your 4 and your 5 and so forth. So that's what I like about, or that's what I like, or to that's what I see on Ethereum and Bitcoin. And then I don't know. It's crazy because it's like I said, there's duplicates. So it's like I was looking at Bitcoin. I mean, it was kind of the same thing. Actually, let me go back to Bitcoin. I hate these little ad pop-ups. So, like I said, on Bitcoin, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. And we can actually, this is actually trying to creep its way below this. It's trying to drive this over. All right. I'm about to say. All right. So yeah, this is definitely. Oh, and then something to keep in mind too, like with like the waves though, like if you can get a like new low, like let's just say like how I had counted this as like my second wave or anything like that. So if I'm marking this up my 1 through 5 and this actually creates a new low, then that means I have to move my 2 down a little bit further to kind of like meet what the market's doing, because there's really not too much of a correction on here. If you were like look at the bigger picture, but you know, like up over here in this area, I mean, like I said, like you can try to make out a trend. I mean, you can try to, with like I said before, like this being your first impulsive move, the second one, and then you have your 3, 4, and then you have your 5 right here. You could do something like that, but the way I'm looking at it, because from the Fibonacci standpoint, and all of the coordinates are kind of like lining up for me. Like if I was to mark it up like that, I just kind of marked it up like this, and kind of like this. So let me see something. You know, like let's see here. Let's go look at gold real quick before I hop off of here. So gold. I don't know, like gold looking like kind of like good though. I mean, of course not today, but so I'm gonna look for like normally like for me like when I mark my charts, I try to mark the first thing I can see. So like obviously we can see this deep. I mean, it's this deep ass drop right here. This is like definitely a correction. So like obviously I'm gonna start from there and then kind of work my way up. So let's go here. We can see that this is a high, this is a low, there's another high, there's another high, low, and then there's a high right here. But 9 times out of 10 in between here, you're gonna get a correction. So like right here, this is a correction, or actually, this whole thing can be a correction. To be honest with you, like all of this. So since I spied that, like first, I think I'm gonna mark that, so I can see that. And my A, my B right here, and then my C right here. Oops. Yeah, that'd be like a little teeny little correction right there. So over here is going to be my trend. Since this is the lowest point, I'm gonna start there, and then I'll probably work my way up. So of course you can see that this is your first wave, second wave. You could do this as a third wave. It doesn't look long, but that's okay, because actually no, I take that back. I just spotted something that I messed up on. Let's do this for one. Let's do here, because if that is 2, actually let's do like this. You can do your 1, you can do your 2 here, But the thing is, if you do 2 here, you still have a high right here. So really, all of this must be just correlated all together. So I'm gonna actually like try to like combine all of that together, because like I'm really good at like if I was looking at like a 4-hour chart or like a day chart, like on the 5-minute chart, you can like really like make out your Elliott wave, but on your bigger charts, like it's really easier to see, because it's like, yo, like over here, like if I look at this over here, I'm like, okay, cool. Here's a high, here's a pullback, here's another high. This high right here, it just barely was taken out, but this is what they would really call like a double top in a way. So if I was to mark this up, let's go. Here we go here. 5 pointer. All right, cool. I'm about to fix this. All right, man. So that makes more sense to me right here. This, because it just makes sense. So since I have like that, I'll probably just like mark my chart based off of that, and then go from there. So obviously you got a double top right here, in a way, because again, like I said, like this little high right here, it just barely took this out, like just barely made it. So I could still technically count that as a B wave, only because it didn't take out the high. So I'm gonna just go by my basic rules, and I'm gonna do that. So my A, my B, and then all of this is gonna be like obviously just my C. Like all of this is my C. So I like kind of like go over it to see if it makes sense, and this actually does make sense to me right now. So I'm gonna go with this. And now I can kind of continue on with whatever the market was doing on this side, and everything like that. So, like I said earlier, the thing about this is you can make this your first wave, you can make this your second wave, you can make this your third wave. But 4 should not take out your second wave. So either you make all of this your first wave, and then this your second wave, and then this your third wave, or you can drag 3 way over here, right? Your 4, and then you can see it hasn't made another high, which is right here. So that's what I would do. So exactly what I said. This is going to be 1. This is going to be your 2. This is going to be your 3. It's going to be your 4. 5. Fix this. All right, cool. Now, like, if I want to, like, I guess, like, measure this out to see if this makes sense. Like, if I measure this out, I don't think that it might hit the fit retracement level. But if it doesn't, then I'll just I'll just measure this one out to see what it looks like. So if I drag this down, it does come a bit far. 38. Hold on, fix this. Yeah, it does come a bit far if I was to measure this to the 38. But how I had it before, like how this was going to be my first wave and then this is my second wave, I'm going to measure that out too. Let's see what that looks like. So this is, let's just say this is my 1, and that pullback was my 2. It comes into that zone that you want to look for. Now, the thing about this is like if I see something like this, I can still like if I was to just because mind you, I always use the same like mechanisms and the same techniques like as far like when I'm marking up the chart. I'm always looking for the market to hit the 618 or the 50% levels. Now, if it just completely passes like this 23%, that ain't no pullback. That's like a correction right there because I've already like back tested it to the point where if I see something like that, I'm like, yo, that thing's gonna continue to drop. And I've seen it so many times because I would buy as soon as it comes in here. I wouldn't even set a limit. Right, I wouldn't even set a limit. I would just off rip, wait till it comes in here, and I would buy it, right? And I'll be like, okay, cool. It's buying up for like it bought up like maybe like 2 or 3 inches, and then it just drops. It hits this 23%, and in my head, like psychology wise, like I'm like, okay, yo, this is a good trade. It's gonna go back up. Like I'm not even tripping, but it don't ever go back up. Like it goes back up, but it literally is a correction. So my stop is down here. So it's my stop, and I'm like, yo. It happened to me so many times. I'm telling you, it's crazy. But so yeah, like if I was to mark this, and if I was to like kind of take this, I would probably off rip, like okay, I would buy in here, I can get like a little something out of that because you can see it does come into that golden box or yellow box, and then it works its way up. So this was a good little something that somebody could have got off of that if they use that. Oops, that's way too big. Let me see. Yeah, so this is like a decent some decent movement in the market right here for this. But like this box though, sometimes I'll also use it as like a support in a way. I hardly use support and resistance like that. I mean, like to just go trade off of it. But if you guys want like a secret, this is what you should do. Get colors, and then whatever prop firm that you guys want to like fund you, you can use whatever product of the academy, like colors or like bounce back, whatever it is that you guys use. You guys can use that and pass your challenge. And if you know how to trade and you're ready, you could actually just be traded. Like that's what I would do, me personally. Like I'm funded, like I have like 2 funded accounts right now. And it's an interesting thing because it's like you're doing stuff like this. It's easy to kind of get gains and get something off of your return, and everything like that. So, but that's what I would tell like somebody like for me, like colors, man, like colors is like your go-to Academy product. That is the go-to product. Especially if you just like don't know like how to like mark up a chart or whatever. And the trades that colors calls out to do 1 or 2 trades on a funded account, you've passed the challenge. That's the secret. It's not really a secret if you think about it, but some people don't know that. So to go ahead and pass like a 15K funded account challenge or a 25K funded account challenge or like 100K funded account challenge, right? Like the numbers are gonna up, right? Because obviously the prop firm is funding that amount of funds or whatever, but to actually use a product to get you to capital gains is smart. So that's what I would do. That's what I would tell anybody to do. it's like what should I say? Or even if it's not like colors, it could just be like a trading software or something, like an EA or like a trading. I mean, if anybody has like a trading bot or something like that, I don't know. You're gonna use that, whatever works best for you. But something that you know is like not necessarily guaranteed, but like something that you know for a fact is going to get you, like if you had a big amount of capital, because this is what I wish somebody would tell me. This is what I wish somebody would tell me like before I started trading. Like get a prop firm to fund you, right? If you know what you're doing, because if you don't know what you're doing and you get funded, then what's going to happen is, those requirements that, I didn't realize my camera wasn't on, y'all. Turn the software quick. Let me go ahead and connect. My camera. Hold on, y'all. All right, bet. And let me go ahead and actually pick the first one. All right. We're going back to it. All right, bet. Yeah, so those platforms, like, you don't really have the upper edge whenever it comes down to those. If you really just use a product that it just sticks with you. Like something that it's, like I said, not guaranteed, but something that if you put $50 to $60 in your account, you're gonna get some kind of pain off. But when it all comes down to it, it's just all about like psychology, like how the mind works and how you think. Because if you have a capital gain of like $2,000, it's completely up to you whether or not you make $3K off of that, or if you make $100 or $20 off of that capital. It's being, high up there in profit, and you take the profit. You don't have to do for that profit. I mean, based off of your analysis, like something like this, like if I was to just, if the market went up, like I was saying, my goal was like 20 pips or something, and the market went up 20 pips, and I'm like, okay, no, keep it up. That's how you lose money. And now you're giving the broker leverage over you because they're taking more of your money than you're actually getting back. But like I said, like if you were to use a product like colors or like any of the products that Alma Academy has to offer, my personal favorite colors is that one. They send out a lot of like trades, man. And it's very hard. It's very hard off like on a funded account. It's very hard to lose a challenge if, let's just say, they want you to gain on the challenge, I don't know, 2%. It's very easy to make 2% on your account if you use something like colors, because now you're using something that actually is giving you some type of upper hand. And people kind of wonder, like, oh, how do you pass the challenge? Like, what do you do when you use it? That is completely up to you to tell somebody. But me personally, colors is I would use that to like fund my needs. But I would use it in a smart way. Like I said, I already have 2 funded accounts, and it's a journey for sure. Like for sure. At the same time, I've been able to work and save up and do all these kind of things. And I'm telling you, like, if you were to use a product, what's the other product called? Impulse. They came out with Impulse. Impulse is a really good product too. And I'm telling y'all, like, if y'all pick a prop firm, like the prop firm that I have is called Next Step. So Next Step is a really, for me, I like the prop firm. One of my old friends actually showed me the prop firm because he was an educator, with the academy. But I literally like made an account, and he's like, so you want to like pass this for you, or you want to do it? So I'm like, actually, I want to do it myself, because the thing is like, if I have somebody do it, like if I have somebody like, let's just say, take all my trades for me, and I'm like, yo, I'm sitting a million, bro. I'm like, yo, like this only gonna help me. Like I'm making money and I'm paying my bills off or whatever it is I need to do, but I'm not really learning anything to the point where it's like I can't really use nothing. Like I can't really have somebody do something and then, you know, it's just, you know, I just can't do that. It's not how this works. So like what I did was my first challenge I passed, and then the second challenge I passed was actually a bit higher up in the funds. It was like a 50K. I used colors to pass that one because on the overnights they send out like a ton of signals, like a ton of trades. And if I like a trade idea, I'm going to take it because I know how to like look at the market and analyze the market for myself. So I'm like, okay, cool, bet. Let me take this on my phone account. Okay, challenge pass. Okay, bet. Now after that, it's completely up to you what you do. Like whether you want to like keep trading on that account or not, or, because it really requires a lot of discipline to trade a funded account. And I mean, like, I can't even like stress that enough. Like I'm telling you, like, there's so many people out here that they're getting funded, but they're losing their accounts because they don't know how to stay disciplined, and they don't know how to like really like go based off of their plans whenever it comes down to the market. But yeah. Anyway, so back to this goal. Like somewhere in here, like let me just get this little set up. Somewhere in here, actually, look at this. And y'all. So y'all are, I think I had mentioned it in the last video that I had posted, but I don't know, for some whatever reason my audio was off. But I was saying, like, if you guys like tag me in your stories or like Instagram or something like that, I'm off rip entering you into like the next giveaway. The last one was like a $100 giveaway. So this one I think I'm gonna do like $2 giveaway to somebody. I'm trying to see something. So this goes down. Alright, so yeah, so $200 giveaway. I had to do is tag me in the story on Instagram. I'm trying to see something. Alright, so for like this right here, measure this out. Measure this out. Okay, so me, I would actually, there's I think it's called MyFunder Pro or something like that. Yeah, MyFunder Pro. Yes, that one, FTMO. Like the actual brokers, like KOT, because I mean, like they offer like funded account challenges. But it just all depends on like your comfortability towards the broker and like all that other kind of stuff. Because like me, I have Prosperity as like my broker. Like I actually send, obviously I use that to, send money to and from Bitcoin address and all that kind of stuff. Prosperity has like an actual funded account challenge that I'll probably take a look at, because I've had Prosperity for like 3 years now. Yeah, it's been like 3 years. Yeah, it's been like 3 years, something like that. Or it's been since the end of 2020. I'll say that. So it's almost 3 years. Just 3 years, almost. But yeah, so Prosperity has that, and then like I said, FTMO. FTMO has really good like as far as like the leverage and like the actual percentage you have to make on your account. I like that. I don't personally have an FTMO account, but I will probably end up getting a funded account from FTMO. Say I have this funded account, like I'm an FTMO trader, just to say that. But like FTMO is good. Like I said, Funder. I mean, my Funder Pro, my Funder Pro, that's pretty good. And I like how like some like I have a next step. It's called Next Step Funded. I have that. Because I don't like the CEO personally, but Next Step Funded, it's a really good one. And like I said, FTMO really like FTMO is really like the top one that I know of. But yeah, so this came down. Like if I was to measure this out, this actually came down to the 23% level. So if this had passed this level, then the market could potentially just like come down. Look at what. All right, so y'all see what I'm talking about. See, this is why it's so good to know like what you're doing. So this level has been broken, like this trend line has been broken. This breakout has happened. So two scenarios were gonna happen. It's either gonna break out above this and break this price point, but instead it broke this price point. And you could have like got like a little something out of it. Whenever you put this trend line, this purple one here, maybe like 10 pips or something like that. But instead, what it's doing, it actually created a new low. So what I'm gonna do now is, if you guys look, this first wave is so impulsive. So I'm gonna drag this here. So instead of it being here, I just drag it there, and then now I'm looking for the market to continue up to go up to 3. So guys, I'm actually gonna buy Bitcoin. I might buy Bitcoin right now. I know that thing's gonna actually that thing's gonna it's gonna go up. If you guys don't like the spread, you don't have to buy it. I'm in this thing, but you don't have to buy this. This is just if you want to. But I know that spread is just atrocious. That spread is hard. So if this is happening on Bitcoin, then Ethereum must be doing the exact same thing, only because they are duplicates. So we have like a not new low, or technically this is like a new low. Let's drag this up there, and now you're gonna look for some movement on the other side. So if you don't want to buy Bitcoin, you can buy Ethereum. There's like a new low to take it up. Let us go back up, and then this 1825. You use that as a take profit, or these highs up here that haven't been taken out. Well, actually, So this market did not fully break 1809 yet, because this is a week out. It have to be like a body of the candle for it to actually be an actual break. So technically, in a way, this break is actually like a fake out for sellers. So like for Ethereum, I would buy this. I would buy it. As soon as I said that I was buying Bitcoin, I would buy Ethereum. Maybe I like Bitcoin because of that spread. Because Ethereum is gonna definitely push up, just like Bitcoin is gonna push up. But that spread, some people focus that spread on, like I said, on Bitcoin is it's crazy. Yeah, so like, I mean, if we did buy Ethereum, we should get almost half of it. I'm pretty much big on Ethereum. I think I bought like maybe like it is gonna go up there for sure. Kind of break this 1825 and then go up, capture this liquidity, take that out, and yeah. So yeah, that's what happened. And then, mind you, we have even more of a right to believe that Bitcoin will continue to go up, because based on this markup that I did, it still has to go up and take out these highs for a fifth wave, an actual fifth wave. Because all of this is just nonsense. All of this is nonsense. But yeah, so all right. Yeah, so like I'm gonna hop back on here at 6:30 tonight. Be back on here at 6:30 tonight. And then in the Telegram chat, I can guys update on what Bitcoin's doing. What Bitcoin's doing and what Ethereum's doing. And tonight I'm gonna go over pretty much all of the USD pairs, the majority of the USD pairs I'll be going on, like UJ, GBP, USD CAD, like the majority of the USD pair I'm going to be on all of this, because I know that there's a different take on all of them. So yeah, and then we got some momentum candles going on here. It's good. Because yeah, I really want to see this come up and break this 1825. Oh, so if you guys don't make this liquidity a target in the trade, you guys can make 1825 a target. We'll do like a TP1 here, like a TP2 here, something like that. So you got, so like I said, 1825, I was 1825.94. You can use that as a TP, or you can use, what price is this? 18, actually, so 1842.5. So that is like a TP2. Like a TP1, 1825, TP1, 1842, like a TP2. But yeah, so tag me in a IG story for giveaway. Tag me in an IG story for a giveaway, and whoever is on here, send me the Cash App. If you got Apple Pay, I'll do that too. You guys gonna once you tag me in your story and I share it, you're literally automatically entered into the giveaway. $200 giveaway, guys. I'm gonna go like the bigger scales. I'm gonna like the large. Alright, so you prices came to like right here around 1859. 1859. If I was to mark this up on a 1 hour, I can see clear as day. Yeah, 6:30 tonight. Like I said, I'm gonna be live. 6:30 tonight, I'll be live again, going over what the market's doing. So, yeah. guys, I'm about to get up off of here. Actually, wait, before I get off here, let me see something real quick. Is it good? Oh, it's actually so for GBP/USD though, probably gonna look at maybe it's coming into this area here. You can see like that is so like GBP/USD dropped into this area, something like that in here. Drop in here, go back up, take out those highs. And like I said, that is a great target. So yeah, this I might look for G to do this. The markets open back up, kind of drop down, come in here, fall back up. If not, then because I already took this low right here, and if not, maybe come into like just this area here, because this is in here, all that. So we're going about good. So I mean, like this is either this area here or this area here, but I'm definitely gonna look for buys when the market's open up for the year. Definitely looking for buys, guys. Yeah, usually can. This was an accident. I didn't mean like this always, but some news happened because y'all know a lot's going on with the US dollar already, and this was the liquidity. At first, this is the liquidity I look for the market to take out because it is a high point, but it did, in fact, take that out right down, and I was looking forward to take out this. Like this right here, but there's no either way. But it did do that due to news, but all of this drop happened. All of this happened. This right there. This was a pretty decent trade to take advantage of like all this. And the thing about this drop is you're gonna see like a massive drop followed by like an impulsive move and then like another massive drop. Obviously that's like a correctional pattern, but normally like on the smaller time frames you see it like extended. Like you're gonna see like it's gonna look like this. It's gonna be like some freaking long, like a freaking wall of China long. Like, it's gonna be crazy. It really is. And this is actually continued to drop, to be honest with you. Yeah, so on USD CAD, what I was looking for on this is pretty much just to come back into this box and then to buy back up because it still has a take out this high, fifth wave. So I'm really looking for that to happen. And then, I mean, to be honest, like I just like how this just did just take out this high. Yeah, so this go down, come to this box, and do something like I take out that high product. That's what I'll be looking for. So yeah, so I'm gonna get off of here, y'all. I'm gonna see y'all tonight at 6:30.